Let's continue where we left off talking about how the Acolyte, for all its talk about inclusivity, isn't all that inclusive here on That Marketplace Podcast Online, or as we like to call it, T3PO.
I was at GameStop the other day, and it was so bad that and I hadn't been in years to a GameStop, that they were desperate to move product, and they were offering a 3 for the price of 1 on Star Wars figures. They could not move Haja Estri figures. No, not Haja Estri. Tala Durith. If you guys have any idea who that character is, I will be shocked. But she was the lady who was from Game of Thrones, who was in the Obi-Wan series. I mean, they had an entire shelf. They could not move it.
Listen, it's my job to know this stuff, and I had no idea who that was. But so let me clarify too, because there's going to be. I'm not shocked if somebody comes in and takes a still cap of this live stream and then posts it on Twitter and says, "Look at these guys! Oh my gosh, can you believe that? Yes, they are." You know, because it says the Acolyte trailer down below and yada yada yada. We're not here because we are emotionally insulted or damaged by this in any way. I'm looking at this sort of from an aerial view of the merchandising side of this, or the demographic side of this. I'm looking at it from a market standpoint in the same way I would look at any other franchise or any other endeavor. I'm looking at the fact that Hasbro, is in a crisis right now, trying to prevent itself from going into bankruptcy, largely because of things like its licensing partners, Disney, destroying Star Wars and Marvel, and thus destroying its revenue. And here they are, doubling, tripling, quadrupling down on this idea that you can turn what is a male-dominated franchise designed for little boys, that you can turn that into something that girls will love using the same formula. And right. I just don't think that's right at all.
Obviously, they have taken what cost them $4.06 billion to acquire, and they have made $12 billion in revenue, but they're not counting most of the costs of what they have made after they bought that. By the way, we've got the perfect person to comment on the degradation of this brand from a financial standpoint, and that is my good friend, Valiant Renegade.
So wait, so Disney came out with another sizzle reel for a line of toys they can't sell.
It's a sizzle reel because it comes out in June, Valiant.
Okay, got it.
By the way, who lays out a room like this and says, you know what, I'm going to walk in the middle of this thing. We're all just going to be vaguely pointed at the pillar over there. And this is obviously some kind of amphitheater setup.
Children, focus on the pillar. Focus on the random pillar.
That looks like the Jedi Council room from the prequels.
Well, it's all the little Miss Jedi Muffets sitting on their tuffets.
Yeah, I mean, look, out of everything in this trailer, I mean, this is, there's some cool looking moments of fight scenes. Okay, they're trying to get like this hand-to-hand combat stuff in, and I'm like, okay, all right, that's kind of different, but it's not really Jedi per se. But you look at it, and it's like, does this look like a Star Wars show? That's what I asked people on Twitter. Is like, does this look like Star Wars? Feel like Star Wars to you? And surprise, the majority answer is no. So, I mean, that's kind of the problem from this standpoint. So, look, it's going to come out. It's going to create a lot of great content for those of us on the platform here. And that may be about it.
Were you able to listen in as we were talking about that? We scanned this trailer, and in terms of appearance, there's about 2 seconds featuring a quivering, cowering white dude, and that's it. That's the only 2 seconds that you get the representation of the majority demographic that's interested in Star Wars. Again, no aspersions for anyone else, but it's kind of like if you put out Black Panther 3 and there were no black people in Black Panther 3. We would just scratch our heads and go, this is the dumbest thing we've ever seen. So, Valiant, what do you think about this idea that it's such a concerted effort that it's all basically women? And then when there are a few males thrown in, they're all DEI reflections.
I mean, this is what Disney has been guiding towards with this show for some time, right? I mean, so okay, fine. I just, at the end of the day, is it going to be a good show or not? Is this going to radically alter the trajectory, the commercial success of what Disney has done with this franchise that they claim, has done 2.9 times an ROI on? We're not going to get into that. I've already torn that to shreds.
Brilliantly, by the way.
Well, the demographics of this trailer look like a gender studies class in an Ivy League school.
I thought it was a private school inside the UN building. I just didn't know, but No. Look, I don't care who they cast or what type of people they put. At that point, I'm just like everybody. Just give us a good show. But this is probably not going to be it. And we all know how Disney puts such a premium on diversity and representation above and beyond everything else that they do. That's the paramount thing they begin with, and then they kind of let's see if we can develop a story from there. And this is probably no different. That being said, that doesn't preclude it from being a good show if it's written and directed well. But like I said, I don't have a whole lot of faith in that at this point, given what we've seen up until now. But
and none of this, the commercial success or the quality of the storytelling or anything, is what they're about. They're not saying, well, who will like this? They're saying you should like it. You are obligated to like it by the course of history as we understand it. And damn it, you'll eat your mush and like it.
I'll tell you what really jumped out at me with this trailer. You're mentioning the diversity of the cast. This is what's driving me nuts. Look at the diversity of the Jedi that we had in the prequels. And by that, I mean non-humans. How many human Jedi are featured in this as opposed to, where's all the alien, quote unquote, the other Jedi from other worlds, other planets, the people like Plo Koon and all these other guys? I'm like, it's like a diverse cast of ethnic humans, which to me, it's like, that means it's not diverse at all in the case of Star Wars. This should be galactically diverse.
When modern human race is the most important factor in making a story, you don't have time for fictional aliens. You are trying to show all the races of the world we live in.
Yeah. Oh, you got a couple in there. Yeah.
Well, the Green Lantern Corps was all Hal Jordan, right? Oh, wait.
I'll also point out here that the coolest thing in this trailer, or what should be the coolest thing here, is not the lightsabers, which it is an amazing thing to me that Star Wars has somehow made the lightsabers not cool. Should be this weird Jedi Force Kung Fu or whatever that they're doing, but it's boring. And they tried to do this in Ahsoka, and I think they thought they were going to be doing something really cool with like Force karate, but no one cared when it happened when Ezra Bridger did it. And part of me puts it on the fact that in Rogue One they had Donnie Yen using that bow staff, and it was like poetry watching that guy move. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, but that's Donnie Yen.
Yeah, exactly. But instead we have Amandla
Stenberg.
Yeah, exactly. Amandla Stenberg trying to do some wire fighting. It's just not impressive. It's things that we've seen for a very long time, and we saw it in a previous show that was also not well received. So they don't have anything impressive in this trailer. There's nothing here that makes you go, oh, I guess there might be some evil people in the Star Wars universe. Did you know that there are evil people in the Star Wars universe?
Well, Jonas, that's funny. It's Robert Meyer Burnett said the same thing on Twitter. He's like, I just watched this trailer and there's nothing new in this. There's nothing that makes you go, whoa, and he's exactly right. It's just more of the same generic stuff with a slightly different wrapper on it. I mean, like I said, they could have made a main character that was not human. They could have done, get Andy Serkis in there for God's sake. Have him do a CGI character that he's so freaking brilliant at doing, creating a character all on his own that's then digitally mapped into something we've never seen before. I mean, that would have been different. That could have been entertaining, but it's just more of the same stuff that's gotten them to where they are at this point, which is complete apathy.
But you don't understand, Valiant. She's attacking her with a small knife. It's a small knife.
It's
they
a
didn't
light
even
dagger.
make it like a cool sci-fi knife or anything.
Small enough
Or a vibroblade. Make it a vibroblade.
You don't understand. If you take that knife and you hold the silhouette up and match it up to where the Death Star crashed.
Ancient
Andy
dagger.
Masterson for the win.
that
Bottom line.
existed before the Empire, but also is made to line up with a crash that only occurred after the Empire fell.
All right, it is Mexican Iron Man here with us. And Mike, I'm very interested in your take because up until this point, it's been a bunch of white guys here on the panel. And yeah, so I want your take as someone who is not necessarily white. But Mike, are we wrong about the Acolyte trailer?
I think
he's
legally,
Mexicasian.
I think legally Mike is a Caucasian.
I recently got my birth certificate and passport, and I saw when it was printed out, I was expecting it to say Hispanic. It said Caucasian, which means I got an upgrade. Although when I thought it was an upgrade, I'm now realizing after reviewing the Acolyte trailer is now a downgrade because
you have been.
Am I going to identify as Caucasian? I'm not going to be seen.
Well,
We said Sunday that Mike was assigned Caucasian at birth.
Yeah,
Mike, I don't think that there were many Latino or Hispanic males in the Acolyte trailer either. So either way, you're screwed. There's not many dudes, period.
Yeah,
and
I don't feel
those that are
He
Asian.
dressed up as a Wookiee.
I have more representation and being seen on Valiant Renegade and Pro and Xanadu and Doomcock and Midnight Sage than I do on any of the, on anywhere on TV. No, but look, that trailer sucked. I'm pretty angry and pissed off. I've been pissed off since 7:30 a.m. I got to vent about it for about an hour on Loki's show this morning because I had a substitute for him. I'm so upset and pissed off at this that I have not been able to get any work done. And I run a tax accounting business with clients in 4 time zones across the country. And I'm in the middle of tax season with April 15th staring me in the face. I'm a month behind in work, and I am so livid and pissed off. Now, Mexican Iron Man, I don't give any excuses or explanations, period. Bottom line is I got a statement and I got stock voting. That means there are words and there's money behind this position. Valiant Renegade, love you. Pro, love you. You guys can have all kinds of nuanced conversations all day and night about how this happens, the practicality of it, the explanations for it. But at the end of the day,
he's bringing the gauntlet, folks. He's bringing the gauntlet.
I'm going to keep talking over you, Pro, because you
he's got the hammer.
You can try to interrupt me all day and night, but I'm not going to stop.
Hey, Jonas.
And I warned Jonas if he brought me on, he was not going to bring on calm, cool Mexican Iron Man. I am hot, and I've been livid all freaking day because I have been supporting and what I thought was standing up for what I thought was George Lucas's vision. Now, my stock shares are insignificant. I think I got a little less than 200. I think I got like 189 shares. So it's not a lot. It's a lot to me. It's in family trust that was, that I inherited. It's the world to me, but it's not what it could have been. And my dumbass rebought up at 172 to 176. So I am way upside down on this thing with no sign of ever getting back to zero. I don't care how this happened. I don't care why this happened. I don't care if there's some strategy about a deal being made. All I know is that this did happen, and it was a punch in the gut. It was released at 5:01 a.m. Pacific time, and when it was released, it was done so that on the East Coast here, it would be picked up. And picked up it was on CNBC and a variety of media outlets as the wave of this information went across all the way to the West Coast. So on this day, I do not say that the end is near for Star Wars. On this day, I say the day is here. The day is here. The apocalypse has come, and it is over and it's dead. George Lucas can go F himself. Lucasfilm can go F himself. And on this day, George Lucas has proven to me that he is the Anakin Skywalker of the prequel trilogy. Why? Because George was supposed to be the chosen one. George was the one that was supposed to set things right. There was even hope in my soul that he might come back and take a different role. But when he literally, whether it's Disney writing the words for him, his family members writing the words for him, or himself even deciding that he's got a Trump TDS situation going on, writing the words for himself, I don't care. Excuses and explanations are not going to change the fact that on this day, Anakin Skywalker, who was to be the chosen one, has decided to align himself with Darth Iger. And for that, I am angry, and it is what it is.
Folks, that is the greatest monologue in the history of the Pro Channel.
Tell us how he really feels.
The greatest monologue in the history of the Pro Channel. Mike spitting fire and truth like we seldom see. Mike, that is fantastic analysis. George was the chosen one, but he has went back to the Empire. What fantastic analysis.
That highlight was from our live stream on the WWE Pro channel, where the full recording is available as an exclusive benefit for our members, so be sure to become one today. So what did you think about that fantastic rant from Mexican Iron Man? Are we out of touch or over target? And do you think the Acolyte trailer is exclusionary? Please let us know in the comments below. Be sure to share this video if you like this video, and subscribe to That Park Place Podcasts online. Please comment, like, and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to That Park Place Podcasts online, your source for exclusive content and highlights from WDW Pro, The Pro Show, and That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.